Hello everyone and welcome back to Less Than Epic. This is your pal Nova and I'm dropping an Ashes Creation December news breakdown part 1 for you today. Part 1 what? Yeah, just give me a moment, I'll get into that.
Oh, let's break it down!
So, like I said, this is part 1. I will have a part 2 for you later this week, probably into the weekend, maybe just early next week if I get too busy. But that's going to cover what they're going to be streaming this Thursday, which will focus completely on the MMO side of Ashes of Creation and give us an update into the systems that they've been working on there. I'm pretty excited to see all that in action. However, part 1 today is all about Apocalypse. What it is, what you can expect from it, when you can play it, and much more. In the background right now is the latest trailer for this mode. So, let's move on to Ashes of Creation Apocalypse. What is it? Well, this is a series of standalone game modes being released under a free-to-play model by Intrepid. The first mode, coming out December 18th, is a Battle Royale mode. Somewhere in the future, we will see an additional mode added for Castle Sieges, and then a little bit later on, we will see a Horde mode. They're looking like 1 to 2 months apart, with testing on the Castle Sieges starting around the end of December. So Castle Sieges for public would be January or February timeframe if everything stays on track. All 3 modes will focus on helping to test specific elements of gameplay that will be actually for the MMO. And later this week when we see the MMO stream, they are going to point out things that they learned from this Battle Royale mode that helped improve the MMO. The Battle Royale's big focus was obviously combat, but they're also looking to test servers, queue times, questing. There's just a ton of stuff, animations and everything. There's just a ton of stuff that they learned from this, I guess, that helped improve the MMO dramatically. They also plan to use this as a way to get some lore out, and they're splitting this into 10-week-long chapters. I think of these as seasons if you play Fortnite. The first chapter is going to be called Exodus and takes place around the initial fall. They didn't want to give away any more lore than that, but they did say that all this lore will lead directly into the story of the MMO. So let's talk a little bit about some of the features they're planning for this Battle Royale mode of the Apocalypse. It is a 100-person Battle Royale that is free to play and you can sign up on their website. It features action-based combat with the skills applied to weapons and armor that you pick up in the world. You start out with basically nothing. Your goal is to be the last person standing. Another benefit of this is unlocking cosmetics that can be used in this game as well as the MMO. Well, how do you do this? If you've ever experienced Fortnite, it's basically the same system. As you do quests and level up in the game, you will unlock tiers of perks. You can see some of the leaked tiers in the background right now. The top line of this is all free, of course, and it will get you around 20 or so items for this first season. The bottom is the paid tier. Yes, you heard that right. They are offering a battle pass, aka paid tier. Something to note here though, if you play a bunch of the free and then decide to unlock the paid tier, you will get everything up to your current level. You will not have to restart. Now, this paid thing has sparked some controversy on the internet. Imagine that. Some of these concerns I've seen is the fact that in the paid tiers you get XP bonuses, and the other issue is, well, yeah, they have a paid tier. Just note, these systems have no direct ties to the MMO RPG they are developing, and they still stand behind the fact that they will not release pay-to-win or pay-to-convenience things in the MMORPG. At this point, we have no evidence to let us know either way what they're going to do in the MMORPG, except what they've said. So that's all we can do. All we can do, guys, is see what the future brings. Don't stress over it now. If you're worried about this, just don't back the game and don't buy the paid tier. Just check out the free-to-play version of it and wait to see what happens. Back to the Battle Pass. How much will it cost you? Well, it'll run you about $10 per chapter. They did say they are giving Chapter 1 away to Alpha and Beta backers and a lifetime access, so all the chapters for free to Alpha 1 backers. So why charge money, you might ask? They are looking to raise a little more funding and also pay for servers to host these game modes 24/7. Again, this is launching on December 18th, and by the way, the pay tier will get you about 70 total cosmetics. Alpha 1 and 2 backers should be able to get in today. I don't think the servers are up 24/7 until the 18th though. So you have to pay attention to the Discord for when the server's up. And beta 1 and 2 backers will get in this week. I almost think he pulled beta 1 backers in this weekend too. But if you're a beta backer, look for an email. You'll be getting in soon. I will certainly be streaming this if I am able to get in to this testing on this week, as I am a beta 2 backer. Lastly, let's do a recap of the Q&A section. I am covering the Q&A they did during the stream and the Q&A that was done on Discord after the live stream. I'm skipping quite a few questions that were answered. I have a link for the live stream in the description below and a link to the Discord Q&A that he did after the stream. That's a text recap of it. There is a melee fist-based weapon on the roadmap, but it is not 100% confirmed to be in the game yet. All the items you earn are purely cosmetic in the Apocalypse mode. These are not actual items. These are just skins, and they just skin items that you find in the game. So if you find an axe and you have a cosmetic unlocked for an axe, you can make your axe look different, but it does not actually benefit the item at all. You will earn a land mount within the first 5 levels. Mounts are broken into categories, from land mounts to epic mounts to legendary mounts to royal mounts, and finally flying mounts if you're mayor of a town or a city. There is going to be a path from Ashes of Creation accounts, the accounts on the Ashes of Creation website, to my.com accounts for overseas backers. You do not need to re-register for Apocalypse if you already have an account on Ashes of Creation. Castle Siege will get some early Alpha 1 backer testing around the end of December, like I said earlier, and is still on schedule for that. Look for that to go public about a month after, roughly a month after, depends on how testing goes. They do not plan to speed up the action combat at all to make it feel more like BDO, for example, which has got very fast, fluid, beautiful combat. They actually might even slow this down a little bit as they're looking for a longer time to kill and just looking to make it fit better with the MMO side. We will see. For now, the Battle Royale version is close to what it might be in the end. The Horde mode that will be released last will be strictly PvE, and there will be about 50 players on a team defending against a Horde, which will include bosses. Inventory space for cosmetics is not tied to inventory space for regular items and is actually unlimited. This is great news for people who love cosmetics and love to play around with how your character looks. Next up was a question about healers during the Castle Siege when that game mode comes out, and yes, we will finally see a support class that will focus on buffs and debuffs. That sounds more like a support class than a heal class, but there is also going to be some proximity based healing grenades that grant life to allies. During this Castle Siege mode, we will see some base class sort of things, like you're going to be able to pick a class kit to outfit your character. This is not like fully on classes, but it's the first foray we get to see into that sort of system. During sieges, the squad leaders will actually be able to talk across all the squads in the raid, but there will also be an individual party communication. They were asked about how this Apocalypse feels kind of like early access, and wanted to make sure they're not just working on this Battle Royale or Apocalypse mode instead of the MMO. And the team stressed to us yet again that this is not the case. The fact that they're calling this Apocalypse is to help you know that this is totally different from the MMO, and it's just a side thing to help improve the MMO. They started this off because the community was very concerned with the initial combat that we saw from videos of Ashes of Creation early on. So they created these modes to help improve that, and then they started to see that this could do so much more, and it is a great way to test everything from like server balancing to questing and all that stuff. Like I said, again, the monetization element of this Apocalypse mode is just to pay for the testing phase that wasn't originally planned. Again, they're putting up servers 24/7, and based on server load, they may have to pop more up and all that stuff. It could be costly, but it's great testing. They want to do it, so they're offering optional monetization for more cosmetics. Guilds will be available during the Castle Siege phase whenever that launches to the public. Yes, there will be leaderboards during Castle Sieges. They're still working on the specifics, but there will be leaderboards. They are working on an anti-cheat system with the easy anti-cheat as the base code. They're adding to this code and not just slapping it in as is. Cheaters will be IP banned, but punishment will be based on an escalation process. They're also looking to make sure to combat against RMT and all that good stuff. There will be no specific EU-friendly testing times when we are looking at time slots for alpha-only testing. Remember that on December 18th, the servers will be up 24/7, so anybody in the world can jump on and play Apocalypse whenever they feel like it. We will not see caravans at all during Apocalypse, but they did leak by accident that caravans are tied to player HP. If the player dies, the caravan dies. This is still not working that well, which is why we won't see caravans during these phases, but they didn't actually mean to tell us about that little connection. So some leaked information, guys. We're almost done, just a few left. They're looking to allow players to self-sustain in Apocalypse, as they don't want HP pot spamming to be a thing, since that promotes RMT in whales. Actually, not just during Apocalypse, but I feel like during any PvP they're going to try to do some self-sustaining. I really hope they do not bring that into the MMO, as healers and support classes are a great thing to have, and I don't want you to be able to just solo everything, because that would make a bad MMO. And lastly, no proximity voice chat in Apocalypse. Yes, there will be group chat, but no proximity based voice chat, so you don't have to hear 12-year-olds yelling at you before you jump out of the boat or the ship or whatever it's called. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for checking us out, and sorry for the length. There was a lot of information to cover. Remember, part 2 comes out at the end of this week, sometime around then, that focuses purely on the MMORPG. Hope there's a lot of juicy information for us, as I am very excited for this game. Also, look for us to possibly be streaming Apocalypse this week if they let me in. And lastly, make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up or thumbs down depending on how you feel about this content. Thanks again, everyone. Later, scrubs.
Hey, it's Radit here. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe as well. It really helps out the channel. We put out multiple new videos each week, and we appreciate all of your support. Thanks for watching, everyone, and cheers.